Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is my new upper lower training body plan. So this is specifically for high intensity trainers looking to maximize the results and build as much muscle as humanly fucking possible. So here we have a neutral grip chest press. This is great for developing the whole of the pec. So it's not just a lower or upper one, it's a whole pec activation exercise. I really like it. Make sure you're kind of behind in terms of your scapula being retracted properly at the start of the set. Notice they're controlled concentric. First rep, I'm already shaking. It's hard work. Little pause at the bottom there. 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm not letting the weight actually drop at that bottom rep. I'm continuously moving the weight through its resistance profile. That's high intensity training, guys. It's not much fun. It's pretty dull to watch, but I'll give you some cues along the way. So this one I'm focusing on bringing my hands inward. Like I'm trying to like squeeze my chest, kind of like that. So it kind of makes sense when you're doing it to pick the right weight. If your hands are like pushing outwards as you're doing it because you're trying to, use your shoulders as well, it's not really a chest focused exercise. Although there will be some crossover, obviously. So notice I can't do a full rep, so I did a half rep. Just held it in the mid-range, the hard range, the bit where it's hard to keep it right in that little middle bit that's difficult. That's the bit you sort of want to do, especially towards the end of your set. I'm going to do some partial reps. Advanced training technique, not necessary by any means. It's purely for masochism. Yes, I'm keeping my chin up so I can still breathe, although I'm holding my breath at times just to brace a bit firmer into the seat. Notice my feet are still flat on the ground. Simple tip, but it's very important. There we have it. A full set, like 2 minutes long or something. As hard as I could train. So here I'm using my wrist wraps, and I'm actually doing that, or straps, sorry, I'm actually doing that so I can grip onto the weight with better grip. My sets are like 2 minutes long oftentimes, so I don't want my grip strength to be the weak underlying factor of why I can't get more reps with my upper back. My forearms are pretty strong, there's no issue there, so I'm focusing on my mid upper back. And that's shoulders rolled forward at the very start, and bring my chest out and drag it in. Notice that's a true static hold, guys. I've not paused the video. That's actually how long I do tend to hold my reps for. Now this is only in the hard part of the movement. You don't want to do it where your arms are just swinging out. It doesn't do much at all. Full reach forward and full reach back. So with this one I've got to be careful with my lower back, so I've got to make sure that my hips are tucked the correct way under the pad when I'm lifting it. If I'm extended too far back, it's a recipe for disaster. The same notion, if I'm overstretched forward, like hunched forward my lower back, then I'm just pulling apart my metal work, which is not ideal. If you've got a fused spine at least anyway. So notice the continued control, about 10 seconds up, 10 seconds down. Very slight drop at the bottom, like a little pause, but enough just so I know I've stretched it out maximally. Again, the weight is not hitting the stack at any point during the movement. So here I'm keeping my body upright, I'm not cheating, I'm not trying to force the weight back, I'm just letting the muscles do the hard stuff. That's what's important. Might go into some Kelso raises or Kelso shrugs now. Yeah, I can't lift that weight even with the straps on. So I'm just going to go back there, hold it for a bit. It's just effectively a shrug, just gets you a bit more, ups the ante a little bit in terms of training intensity, not a necessity, but it helps you activate your mid upper back, which is a bit of a weakness for me given my circumstances of my spine. Notice here I'm continuing to retract the scapula. Lots of words then. That's how you can eke out a bit more tension if you've not done many reps and you're just thinking, how do I get my back more sore? That's simply it. Here we have a Smith bar chin up. I think some of the machines I wanted to use were out of action or being used at the time. Thought I'd try this one out, just a bit of novelty. I chew gum like a trooper. Helps with my pain relief, I find. Helps make me think about something else. But yeah, make sure your grip's not too wide and also not too narrow. Too narrow, you'll activate more of the forearms and you'll be like curling yourself up. Too wide, it'll be more of a, what's the word, Terry's minor kind of outer upper lat area movement. But we want to work the whole of the lats here if this is the only lat movement I'm doing. The bulk of it's going to be better trained with a medium neutral grip, as shown in the video. Notice here as well, I'm not resting my legs completely on the pad on the bench. So what I'm actually doing is I'm using my ankles almost as like the pendulum or pivot point. That way I'm not standing or sitting on it. I'm not making it too easy for myself. And what I'm trying to do here, a little cue, is I'm trying to bring my ear away from my shoulder, so down like that. Quite hard to do naturally when you're doing this sort of resistance training movement. But with a bit of practice you can certainly pick it up. There we go, some mini Kelso shrugs. Reverse shrugs, I don't know. Congratulations, by the way, for making it this far through the video. Please leave a like if you have not yet already. Much appreciate that. That was a long set, isn't it? Yeah, another point to note is I'm not sat on the ground at any point during this until I actually finish. So there's still some resistance going through my upper and lower lat area. You can barely breathe after this one. This is quite cardiovascularly taxing. And we've got the side raise machine now for the medial head of the deltoid. So this is what I do with my hands here. It's unique to me perhaps, but I find I can get a better range of motion doing it. It's also a bit safer on the shoulder cavity. So you want to try it yourself. Put your wrists, your hands over it. Just don't grip too hard because it means you're using more weight for the sake of weight's sake. So just have your hands, you know, just perched over the bars like so. And it's the control, especially at the top. That's where all the tension's going through my delt. So I really want to make sure that I'm controlling that bit of it and not swinging it up and shrugging my shoulders. It's a side delt exercise, not a shrug. At least for me it isn't. So. Introducing Beef Up Carnivore Bodybuilding Bible. The ultimate guide for men and women to lose fat and build muscle. And the best part, it's only $12. Don't miss out on the most detailed resource available. Get a copy now at compositionconsultant.com. You too could get your nice Carnivore Muscle t-shirts online through the links below my shop, which is on YouTube. I believe it's called like Spread Shop or Spreadshirt, something like that. But check it out, all the links will be below to training attire like I'm wearing here. I'm wearing a big 3 or 4 XL pump cover, of course. So as I'm going to town here, so I'm just doing partial reps. Lengthened partials, you might call them, I guess. It's just a way of getting more intensity. I'm doing 1 set per exercise in this training routine, by the way, guys. That's why every set is really hard. It's meant to be that way. It's meant to be challenging. This puts you in a bit of a weird position because it puts you in a bit of a time constraint knowing, okay, I've got 7 or maybe 8 sets to do a workout. how to get the most out of it. So it's a lot of training load, and training density is probably the right word. I do a lot in the time that I'm in the gym, in terms of like minutes in the sets. Now, if that wasn't enough, actually I'm doing a drop set right now, so drop the weight by about 20 to 30%, something like that. Maybe from a stack of 10 to a stack of 6, something like that on the machine. I'm so burnt out here, I can barely move. But there we have it. Carnivore muscle doing quarter reps. Very good. To failure. Couldn't do much more than that. When I got the old top off, I started to sweat profusely. It was a very hot day. I think it was like 30 degrees Celsius or something. So yeah, I was just doing some push-ups now. So I'm doing a decline push-up. Notice how I'm doing it. I'm also pushing my chest inwards, like with my hands almost. You can see that here quite clearly. Bracing my abdomen is quite tricky in this sort of movement. It's not strength of mine by any means. You see I'm 2 reps in, struggling to move already, because the prerequisite sets, or what I was doing before with the, the side raises, the chest press, were very bloody hard. So again, keeping the same control, same tension, same sort of speed. I'm not trying to rush things. There's no rush. Muscles don't know speed, they know tension. Although if you got enough speed, you can probably get some good tension, but story of another day. Very good. I'm shaking a lot now, so this is a bit of a tricep exercise and front delta exercise for me as well, actually. So I kind of milk it with all my pushing movements, with the push-up, the side raise, and the push-ups. Sorry, the chest press, side raise, and push-ups. There we go, to failure. Next we've got a incline dumbbell curl. So admittedly I used too light of a weight here. I think I used 10 kilos, should have used 12.5. But the reps do go on and on and on this one, I remember. You don't have to use the bracing equipment or apparatus I've used basically the back of a lat pull down. You can use anything with a bench or a bar that goes directly behind your elbows. Ideally padded, it's a bit more comfortable. But essentially it allows you to stretch out the bicep head, keep the elbow in a controlled bar path, so therefore it's safer, less swinging, less inertia, less momentum. Then allows you just to drive up with the bicep, supinating the arm so you get the maximal contraction at the top, at the peak of the movement. There we have it. So I'm not hammer curling yet, if that makes sense. I'm trying to keep that wrist outwards, so I'm isolating the inner head of the bicep, this bit there. You can't really isolate these muscle groups, guys, but you can put a bit more tension for them. That's what I'm trying to do here, basically. No, so this is the bit where I want to cheat. I want to swing it up, but no, maintain that consistency. Keep safe spine. See, I'm struggling to breathe, you can tell, so I'm trying to like gasp for air to keep my chin up, but it's a bad habit. I always do that. Does block your airways a little bit. So you've got half rep there, about as hard as I can get it without cheating. I think I'll get to town with this one with the partials. I do like partial reps, to be honest. So here I'm just squeezing the weight and it's moving while I'm just about. It's not really doing much. But that's, eccentric muscular failure, as hard as you can go without doing forced reps or having a partner help you do more or something. So next we've got here my glorious jaw chewing lots of gum still. So we're just checking the stopwatch on the wall, or the timer. So this is just a tricep push down. You can use any grip largely. I'd say just bear in mind if you're using a rope, it'll hurt your hands eventually when you use enough weight. This grip's probably a little bit too narrow, so I prefer something a bit wider, but the gym has what it has. It's got like 10 different attachments, so I just picked this one today. Doesn't matter too much, just make sure it's comfortable on your wrists. You're not straining either way, and it allows you just to progress with the weight safely without injuring yourself. Make sure you're at the right distance as well away from the machine. If you're too close, you end up shrugging it down with your shoulders and chest. It's a bit of a cheat, a bit of a hack, so stand a bit of a distance away from the machine, just a bit safer. Yeah, triceps are a weak point for me, guys. I need to train them much better somehow. But we persist. There we have it. I'm doing a half rep now. So I can't do a full rep. It's impossible without cheating and punching my body over it. So just letting that tricep do the work, letting it tremor, letting it shake. Get a bit more out. It's just some partial reps. We get really bad DOMs from this. It does set your appetite off as well a little bit, so be careful if you're going to try this one out. Same with all movements. If you do partial reps, it does tend to really stimulate your appetite. Could be a good thing. Couldn't also not be a good thing. I'll probably look ridiculous doing this right now. There we have it. That's a full upper body workout. And what I'm usually doing is also some ab vacuums at the end, maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes worth. And that's about it, basically. So yeah, I'm doing less than 10 sets per workout. That sort of level of intensity. Sometimes a bit more if I can do rest pause sets more often. Sometimes I do. It's all based on my recovery, what I feel like doing on the day, and how my appetite is, how my fat loss is, how my muscle gain is. I try not to force my body to do things it doesn't want to do. Listen carefully and just move on to the next session when I can. I don't mind taking an extra day off if I have to. Less is more, I think. Sometimes, 1 step back, 2 step forwards kind of thing makes sense to me. I hope you like this video. It's giving you an idea of what I do in a full day of upper body workouts in the gym with carnivore muscle. And I appreciate you watching. Please have a like, comment, subscribe if you have not yet already, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
Build muscle and lose fat on the Carnivore Diet.